Hi, this is Movies in Short. Today I will explain the Korean film A Revenge of Beauty. The film focuses on a high school student named Minsun. Popular students routinely bully her in school due to her appearance. Prior to meeting Min Jae in high school, Minsun had no one to converse with for the previous 16 years of her life. Therefore, she created an imaginary buddy named Enor who appears whenever she is alone and in need of companionship. One morning, Enor accompanies Minsun as she gets ready for school. She is unduly ecstatic about nothing since her intuition tells her that something fantastic will occur today. As a good imaginary friend would, Enor lauds her optimism but urges her to hurry. Minsun gets approached by Min Jae while walking to school. They discuss a new comic book that Minsun secured the final copy of. Surprisingly, Minsun's favorite character is the antagonist and not the protagonist. She finds the guy attractive due to his dedication to his work. Minsun has a crush on a man like the comic's antagonist, and this parallels her actual life. His name is Hadi, and he is the popular child whom everyone fears. Just as she is thinking of him, he walks up to her and gives her a keychain that dropped off her backpack. This is the first time a guy has been courteous to Minsun, and the fact that he is her crush makes her even happier. Hadi warns her to be careful before leaving. When Minsun is alone, he meets Enor again. He can see that she likes Hadi, but he does not comment on the individual. Minsun, on the other hand, is overjoyed and optimistic that many good things will occur. She meets Min Jae at a cafe later that day. Min Jae appears worried by something, while Minsun is oblivious. They are still reading comic books when three bullies approach them. Minsun is aware that they are troublemakers, so she tries to mind her own business, but they steal her comic book and refuse to return it. Momo is the meanest member of the group. She states that she wishes to borrow the comic for the next decade. When Minsun defends herself, they threaten to kill her on the way back to her house. Things begin to spiral out of control, but Hadi arrives just in time to save Minsun. Even the bullies are afraid of his father, who is a successful businessman. Hadi assaults a member of their group and drives them away. He then offers Minsun his phone number so she can contact him if she is again harassed. After school, Minsun peruses Hadi's social media, admiring his photographs. After learning what transpired today, even Enor is convinced that Hadi has feelings for his friend. As they discuss him, Minsun's phone displays his name, and he hurries to meet him outdoors. Hadi admits that he likes her and wants to take her out on a date when asked why he called. Minsun, unused to masculine attention, does not initially believe him. As Hadi goes in for a kiss, though, her wish comes true. Minsun shuts her eyes in anticipation, but she never receives a kiss. Instead, Hadi photographs her most vulnerable self and ridicules her. Then, it becomes clear that he never liked her and was merely being polite as a joke. Minsun thought she had a chance with someone like Hadi, to which the bullies responded with laughter. He is not just a horrible person, but a sociopath as well. He dominates the school and uses his father's clout to torture students for fun. He desires for Minsun to assume responsibility for his slave. She must report to him at his whim, and he may do whatever he wishes with her. Minsun is still in shock, but she is aware that her life is about to become a living hell. In addition, it is revealed that Min Jae was also complicit in the bully's scheme because she was intimidated. The scenario transitions to 1 month later. After the bullying episode, Minsun deactivated her phone and has not left the house. She spends the entire day sleeping due to despair. Her sole companion is her imaginary friend, and even he is sick of seeing her in such a state. One day, he explains to her the concept of retribution. Poor kid never imagined it possible to stand up to bullies, but Enor inspires her to take action in her life. In the following montage, Minsun radically alters her lifestyle. She controls her food and exercises to shed pounds. In addition, she wraps herself in tape and suffocates for hours, motivated by the desire for vengeance. She focuses on improving her mindset and increasing confidence through many classes, in addition to losing weight. A year later, Minsun is a completely different person. She is slimmer and more confident than ever before. However, she cannot help but feel anxious because it is now time for her to confront her worries. The first target is Yangi, the least significant member of the group of bullies. She begins by beating him and claiming to have mistaken him for another someone. Yangi is immediately captivated by her charisma now that Minsun is conventionally beautiful. They flirt briefly before exchanging contact information. Yangi is ecstatic, whilst Minsun is prepared for the next step in the plan. Later that day, Hadi observes Yangi regularly checking his phone. He does not permit any of his close friends to act without informing him beforehand. Even though they are not permitted to be in a relationship without his consent, they comply with his expectations to maintain his favor. When Hadi realizes that something is off with Yangi, he jokes that he will kill his girlfriend if he has one. Min Jae continues to serve as a slave for the group and purchase items on their behalf. This time, she forgets her cigarettes, which enrages Momo. The final member of the group is Mina. who is the most forgiving and wishes to forgive Min Jae. Hottie observes that she constantly intervenes when they are bullying others and cautions her to be careful. When he is absent, Young-yi contacts Minsun and they reunite. Minsun is startled by how differently he communicates with her now compared to before. The change in behavior infuriates her since she recalls how miserable she was due to him only a year ago. Young-yi tells her he likes her, but she rejects him since she needs 1,000,000 won and cannot be distracted. The following day, Young-yi sells his phone and game console to obtain the necessary funds for her. Minsun is stunned, but the act infuriates her even more. She mimics their remarks by stating she will refund the money after 10 years. Still oblivious, Young-yi is surprised when she throws the money at him and goes away. He swiftly halts her and inquires as to why she is rejecting him. Minsun asserts accurately that she despises all bullies and that he is a well-known school bully. Hottie responds by stating he will leave the group and alter himself if it means she will accept him. In the subsequent scene, the group again causes difficulty for Min Jae. Young-yi approaches them and requests that she go. Hottie, infuriated, asks him what he is doing and is astonished to learn that he wants to leave the group. Minsun arrives to Young-yi and invents a reason to save him just as tensions are rising. Hottie is immediately terrified by her presence, but she strikes him as beautiful. Despite Young-yi, he is overly cordial with Minsun and even asks for her phone number. Momo dislikes the encounter since she is in love with Hottie, with whom she has been in a relationship for a month. Young-yi intervenes when Hottie asks Minsun for her number and drags her away. He dislikes that she meddled in his business, but Minsun's embrace helps him forget about it. She jokes that she is 10% in love with him so that he will strive harder to make her fall completely in love with him. At night, Inor inquires about Minsun's well-being. He is concerned that the change in her attitude has rendered her rather heartless. However, Minsun sees no issue with her actions and is content to manipulate Young-yi for her own gain. Inor recognizes how different she is from a year ago, prompting a flashback. Minsun had not made any success in her weight loss endeavors despite attempting a variety of techniques, including the tape method. Then, one day, Hottie visited her, concerned that she hadn't attended school in over 2 months. He discovered her small vengeance scheme and made fun of it. He convinced her that losing weight or gaining confidence will not alter who she is on the inside. She will always be their punching bag and an unpopular loser. The visit caused Minsun to slide farther into misery, and she ultimately committed the unspeakable. During her funeral, a miracle occurred, and her sister Sae first saw Inor. She had lived far away and was unaware of what Minsun was through. Upon learning about the bullies, she resolved to exact vengeance for her sister's murder. Therefore, it was not Minsun who returned to school with confidence, but rather her sister Sae. Several days later, Sae encounters Hottie. She claims that Young-yi is merely a friend while attempting to seduce him. She wants for them to battle and eliminate each other without her intervention. They exchange phone numbers and agree to go out sometime in the future. Sae then goes on a date with Young-yi, waiting in front of him for Hottie to call her phone. She brings him to his residence, where he attempts to kiss her while watching television. Young-yi hears the phone ring at the appropriate time and sees Hottie contacting her. She accepts and agrees to meet him the next day. Young-yi is surprised, but Sae rebounds by claiming she was compelled to give him her number and that she has no desire to meet him. Young-yi believes her and becomes increasingly hostile toward his former best buddy. He vows to eliminate Hottie no matter the cost, much to See's joy. In the evening, he confronts Hottie in an alleyway with a baseball bat in hand. Before he can respond, however, he is knocked out by a third party, who catches him off guard. A week passes without Young-yi's appearance. After so much effort, Sae is concerned that her strategy may have failed. Despite their history, she must still go out with Hottie and is really anxious about it. Momo finds out about this on the 2-month anniversary of her relationship with Hote. As an apology for forgetting, Hottie presents her with a golden lighter. Nevertheless, Momo is not one to let things slip so lightly. She assembles a group of men to teach Sae a lesson for flirting with her lover. The dialogue is abruptly ended when Sae tases Momo, and oddly, the men do nothing. She gives the bully a final warning and requests that she never disturb her again. Mina, the kindest member of the group, apologizes independently to Sae. Because she was never truly nasty to her, Sae lets her go. Now, only Hottie remains to be dealt with. In the next scene, Hottie, Inor, and Sae engage in combat. They kill everyone by stabbing each other to death. The scenario abruptly shifts to a psychiatric facility. Inor is a physician who treats See's multiple personality disorder. Hottie and the bullies were characters generated from Sae herself. It is revealed in a shocking turn of events. Last year, See's condition intensified, and she manifested as Hottie, a violent persona. Incapable of controlling the persona, she murdered her sister Minsun. She eventually recognized what she had done and was overcome with remorse. To avoid taking responsibility, she fabricated the entire story about Minsun being bullied so that in her story she would be a hero and not a killer who murdered her own sister. She believed that Anor was her imaginary buddy since he would interrupt her dreams, but he was actually her doctor. In reality, he explains that he has eliminated all of C's personalities with the exception of Hottie. If she cannot eradicate him from her mind, she will be imprisoned for life. After SAE is informed of this, Hottie's personality fully vanishes a few days later. Anor believes his treatment was successful, and C's illness results in a reduced sentence. In the final scene, SAE is outside of prison and discussing life with Anor. She shows him a lighter comparable to the one Hottie gave Momo the last time they met. Anor realizes with astonishment that the murderer who once inhabited SAE is still present within her. To receive other videos, please subscribe to my channel.